If clients keep saying, "Let me think about it," to your retainer pitch, you're making the same mistake 90% of agencies make. And I'm going to show you how to get clients to ask you for a retainer instead of you pitching them. I know it sounds backwards, but it works. So if you're an agency owner struggling to close retainers, the problem most likely isn't your service, your pricing, or your pitch. It's that you're asking for high commitment before providing any value. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can flip that and how you can finally scale your agency. I don't personally know you, but I can almost guarantee that something like this happens to you all the time. You hop on a sales call with a potential client, you pitch your retainer, whether it's 2,000, 5,000 or 10,000 retainer, it doesn't really matter. They tell you, let me think about it, and ultimately they just ghost you. Now, we need to understand, in order for us to actually flip the script, we need to understand first why this happens. What most agencies do is they have a process like this. They schedule a discovery call with a potential lead, and then immediately after that, they pitch their main retainer service. Again, this can be 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 retainer. It doesn't really matter. The process is still pretty much the same. And after that, the client is like, "Oh man, I don't think so," because they don't really see the value in your offer. They don't know you, they don't trust you. This may sometimes work with referrals and word of mouth because they trust you because of someone else. But if you're mostly dealing with cold leads, this will never work. So you're trying to scale your agency with a process that only works with referrals, which is almost always impossible. And now, because your process looks like this, you're facing consequences on a daily basis. Some of them are you're booking 10 to 20 calls to close one client, you're wasting weeks on leads that go nowhere, you start lowering your prices because you believe that's the real issue. Maybe I'm too expensive, that's why they're not buying, which is almost always not the case. Your pipeline may be full, especially if you know how to launch cold email campaigns, but nothing converts. You have inconsistent cash flow as a consequence, meaning you can't hire the right people, you can't deal with your finance because one month is like this and the other is like this. And finally, you burn out from constant rejection because you have so many leads, but none of them actually convert. If you're feeling and if you're facing any of these consequences, don't worry, it's what 90% of agency owners face on a daily basis. I was stuck in this loop for years, and until I finally scratched the surface and tried to understand why this happens. So we need to understand what's the reason behind this in order for us to actually solve it. Let me quickly explain why this happens. What's going on here is you're asking for a high commitment and high risk. But in this stage, this is much larger than the perceived value that your customers are seeing. So they don't really trust you, they don't know you, and you're asking them to make a high-risk decision to be locked in a 12-month contract or pay you thousands of dollars per month, when in reality, they don't even know if you can actually deliver the quality of work that you say you can. This is the main reason why this issue happens. And now that we actually understand this, we can actually reverse engineer the entire process to find a solution for that. But before I go into the solution and show you how you can actually flip the script, if you don't know me, my name is Jovan and I'm a founder of Codeful, which is a software development agency that does $2 million per year solely through cold email. And I've also started a SaaS product called Prospi.ai with 300 plus active customers. You can check us out on Clutch, we have 5-star reviews and so on. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I was only able to scale to these numbers after I figured out the solution to the problem that we just discussed. Let me show you the actual solution. Before I show you the 5-step framework that I designed to help customers ask you for retainers instead of you pitching them, we first need to understand what the end goal and the end outcome, ideal outcome, actually should look like. This is what should happen. If you remember from earlier, this is what most agencies do, and this is what usually happens. You pitch them retainer, they say, "Let me think about it," and they just ghost you. This is what should actually happen. clients coming to you saying, hey, can you please help us with this? We have no idea how to make this happen, and we know that you can do it. So can you please just help us? And you're like, sure, here's our $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 retainer. And only in this case, you can actually start scaling your agency and collecting more revenue. Now, we can all agree that this outcome is much better than the previous one. Let me show you how it actually works. We still have discovery call and we have retainer pitch, but in this case, something has to change. We can't do the exact same thing all over again and expect different outcomes. That's how Einstein actually defined lunatics. So what we want to do is we want to add a couple of steps in between. So here's what you're going to do. The first step after the discovery call is your intro offer. This is a list of deliverables that you can deliver in short period of time, let's say 10 days, and it's very cheap, or if you can make it free, even better. The reason we do this is because we want to prove our value to the actual customer before locking them up into 12-month agreement. So after that, what usually happens, especially if you over-deliver with your intro offer, is that clients have a crazy reaction when they say, wow, this is actually working. This can actually help me scale my company. Now, after that, what you want to do is schedule another call where you pitch the main retainer. The outcome in this case is clients are like, great, let's do this, but only, and this is a very important point, only if your intro offer is designed in a way that your retainer or main offer, main pitch, is actually a logical and natural next step to your intro offer. I'll give you an example. Let's say you design websites, for example. An intro offer could be a full breakdown of their current web design, what opportunities they're missing, what they're doing wrong, what can be improved, and so on. And the actual results, the actual outcomes, maybe percentage increase in demos booked, or if it's an e-commerce product page, conversion rate increase, and so on. So it can be a full checklist with a tutorial video on how they can implement this yourself. And what will happen in most cases when people see this and they're like, okay, yeah, this actually makes sense, the entire document, the video and everything, they're not going to do it themselves. Some percentage, a minor percentage of people actually will, and that's completely fine. But most people would actually ask you if you can do it for them. Now, a lot of people here are actually scared of giving away all this information because they believe, okay, they'll just get the information for free and hire someone else to do it, which is almost always not the case. What people do in this case is, if you give them all the information about what can be improved, how it can be improved, they're actually going to end up hiring you, because you were the person or the team who actually found all these opportunities for them, and the highest chance of them succeeding is to hire you to do the exact things that you listed for them. To sum it up, you want to have a discovery call, you want to have an intro offer that can logically and naturally transition to your main offer after your customers are satisfied with the outcome of the intro offer. And only after that, if they're not asking you for your retainer offer by themselves, it means that you need to deliver much more value in the intro offer. Now, let me actually explain why this happens. Like, why is this the case? Let's take your current approach as an example. You're asking them for a $5,000 per month retainer, and they have no idea who you are. The perceived value from their point of view is very low, so they don't really understand why would they actually pay you $5,000, even $2,000 per month, because they have no idea who you are. It's very difficult to close deals like this. So when this is heavier than the trust factor, the outcome is almost always no deal. Let me show you what it would look like with the intro offer. Let's say you provide a lot of value, maybe document, video tutorials, checklists, whatever suits your specific service and your specific case. And you do that for no money in 7 days. Now, the trust and value are a bit higher in this case. They're not very high still, because you can promise a lot of things, but until they see the actual value, they just won't believe you. But again, if you're willing to do this for no money in just 7 days, and you actually provide some actionable insights and useful information for them, the commitment that you're asking them to make is much lower than the outcome or the value that they can get from you. Now, if you over-deliver in your lead magnet or intro offer, the client at this stage is very satisfied with your service. They understand who you are, what you do, that they can actually trust you. And in this case, when you ask for a $5,000 retainer, it's actually much lower commitment than in the first case, than in the first situation, because they now trust you, they see the value, they know that you can deliver. So in this case, again, this is much heavier than $5,000 per month, because they know what they're getting for that money, and they believe that you can actually do it. And again, in this case, the outcome is almost always the deal. So to sum it up, if you ask for a high commitment and high risk decision, the answer is almost always no. But if you ask for less, then you prove yourself, you prove that you can actually deliver the work that you say you could. Then the client is actually amazed by your service, you deliver great results and so on. And then you ask for a retainer, and trust me, if you over-deliver in this stage, they will be the ones asking you for a retainer. And only then you can actually start collecting money and scale your agency. The overall goal is not for you to convince them, it's for them to convince themselves. Now, let me show you the 5-step framework that I designed to help you actually achieve this and implement all these steps for your specific company. Now, this is something that we do for all of our customers inside of Prospi AI, because all the cold email campaigns perform much better if you have valuable intro offers and lead magnets to give upfront. The first step is to design an intro offer. It should be something that you can deliver fast, cheap, low risk, and low time commitment on your customer's end. You want to make it specific. You can send them a list of things they can do. It can be a video, specific results, numbers, percentages, and so on. So if you just offer a free consultation or something like that, nobody cares. You need to tell them exactly what they can expect. You want to position it selectively, meaning you can't just say, hey, we offer free work. Like no one is interested in that. But you can say, hey, we have a crazy new offer. We are designing 10 new, let's say, we are doing 10 new audits next week for top companies that we found in the area. Make them feel special, make it feel like it's a VIP service. You over-deliver, meaning quality of work. If you're lazy in this step, no one would actually convert to your main offer. Remember, the point of this is to actually show them that you can actually deliver the work that you say you could. And finally, natural transition. Trust me, a lot of customers would actually ask you by themselves if you can actually do it for them. And even if they don't ask it, you can now feel a lot more confident to ask them and pitch them your main service. So pitch main service. And finally, let me show you how I actually did it for my software development agency. This is my software development agency, Codeful. First of all, we need to understand what our service was. So we were doing software development. Now, the first thing I did is I actually took a look at all of our previous case studies and tried to find deliverables that we actually gave our customers. So what specific outcomes they achieved after working with us. And I noticed that we had a lot of clients in the recruitment industry. So I made an intro offer, which is essentially a video plus checklist that explains how they can achieve much better results. I have the exact percentages here. They're now able to do applicant tracking and client management 2 times faster in just 90 days. So I give them the exact timeline and outcomes. So instead of just pitching custom software development, hey, we have the best engineers in the world, no one cares about that. I found a specific industry. I created a lot of materials like videos, checklists. I even created a course for that. And I created an offer with a specific timeline and outcomes. The next thing I did is I used Prospi.ai to build a list of 5,000 or 10,000 different recruiting companies, and this is the actual email that I was sending. Keep in mind, this was 2 years ago, so I didn't have much personalization in the email, but still, it's industry specific. Nowadays, with the AI, with Prospi, you can actually create much better emails. So, hi, name. I was looking for the most trustworthy staffing companies in the US and came across yours. Wondering if you're using AI for matchmaking. We've helped staffing companies develop their own AI-powered matchmaking software in just 90 days. This is actually a very short timeline for custom software development. They're now able to do applicant tracking and client management 2 times faster. Can I send you more info about how this can help you? You see, I'm not pitching a call. I'm not asking for 30 minutes of their time. I'm just asking them if they're interested in seeing more information. P.S. Many staffing companies secretly started developing AI-powered software. It helps them make 5 times more placements with the same number of recruiters. Then after that, when they say, yes, I'm interested, I actually send them a Loom video, which includes the entire presentation and all the steps and everything that they can do to actually start using AI to find more talent and both talent and clients for their company. Now, I included a video here, presentation, checklist. All of this is actually done upfront. Before I ask them for a single dollar, I provide them all this information. The next step after they see this is to book a discovery call. So when I deliver the lead magnet, the presentation video and everything, and I ask them to jump on a 30-minute call and tell them that I would actually do a free audit specifically for them. In this case, it was how to scrape companies who need recruiting and personalize emails based on job description, which is something that I know they need because I ask them those questions on the discovery call. Now, after the discovery call, we actually give them that strategy. We tell them, we show them how they can do this themselves. We don't gatekeep any information. We literally tell them everything. And only after that, they're like, wow, this actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't even know this existed and this could be done. But I'm not quite sure I can do it myself. Can you do this for me? And this was the response of 70% of companies that I did free strategy for. Keep in mind, I was doing this only after figuring out that discovery call and then main pitch doesn't work. So this is what I tried. This is what I tried to do. I tried to go straight from the discovery call to $8.9 thousand per month retainer, and this actually never worked. And we explained in this video why. So 70% of people actually converted from this step to the main step. Wow, can you do this for me? And I'm like, sure. It costs 8.9K per month. This was our average retainer. We had some lower, some higher, but you see the point. So that's pretty much it. That's the entire video. I hope you found it useful. Just to sum it up, you never want to ask for a high commitment and high risk decisions upfront because the answer is always no. You want to ask for less. You want to prove yourself. Only after the customer is satisfied, you actually ask for high commitment and high risk, which is now lower risk because they trust you, and only that way you can actually start collecting some money. I hope you found this video useful, and if you want to learn more about scaling your agency, AI and cold email, then make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'll be posting videos like this every single week.